Today I'm running a test to see just how much fame you can farm in a tier 5 yellow zone during the off hours with an 8.3 masterpiece satchel that's going to give us 100.01% increased fame. I have premium active, it's a fame week, so 25% additional fame, and everything is being converted into combat fame credits. So for those that don't know, that is a 1-to-2 ratio at the lowest conversion, meaning every one of these combat fame credits is worth 2 fame when applied to weapons, which is the lowest possible way it converts. All of my fame will be converted into this, and then we will convert that back to spendable fame to get the total today. But also, we're not just going to randomly roam the zone. No, I spent 2 hours earlier today mapping out the entire zone. Now, this does change daily, but I'm going to show you what my map looks like, okay? Give me just a sec here to pop up the display, and this is the map. Alright, you can see here I have red circles on every mob spawn that I spent 2 hours mapping out, and the number next to it is how many mobs are spawning. If there's a circle with no number, it's kind of a random variable or a big juicy camp that was not available at the time, because I mapped this out during prime time so I can get the, the most easiest spawns. Now I'm playing during off hours on a Sunday, which means it's optimal time to fame farm, okay? But also, before we get started, there's one other thing too I need to show you, and that is how much we're starting out with our combat fame credits, which you can see here. You can confirm it at the top. You can see here my silver, because we're going to be spending a lot of this silver converting from the satchel and the combat fame credit, auto respec, and then faction points. This is also going to be part of our fame earnings. We need to earn at least 9,000. 9,000 of faction points is basically 250,000 fame, for those that don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and eat a... What is this? I'm going to eat a beef. Let me talk about the build. We got the Spike Gauntlets, 8.3, 8.4 Cultist Cowl. This helps kill bosses. The rest are just cloth. 8.4 Thetford Cape. Super efficient way, and we're using the Black Panther with the Predator Sprint so we can zip around much faster, because we're going to be dismounting a lot on this character. Alright, so it is Fame Week, so there might be more people farming in this zone. It may not be the most bestest day, but it is a Fame Week, so that should make up for it. I don't know. Let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and start the timer right now. So what I'm doing is I have the map that I made earlier on my left monitor, my game is on my right monitor, and I'm constantly checking my map while running from pack to pack. This is by far the absolute most optimal, possible, best way to farm open world mobs. And yes, it took me 2 hours to make this map, and every time the server restarts, you have to make a new map because the spawns change. But if you do this week after week, you start to recognize not really a pattern, but you know the hot spots compared to the dry spots. Now, around here, it's way too sped up for me to really show you, but I was chased by about 6 people for about maybe a minute, so I did lose a bit of time. Also, what I'm doing with the Panther is I'm using the sprint ability as soon as it's off cooldown rather than waiting for long stretches between mob packs. So what I end up doing is I just sprint, and then I have to stop like as soon as I sprint because I see a single mob, and then I punch it to death. And yeah, I only made like about 50,000 silver in loot. I don't know how much silver I made from the pickups, but because I'm using auto respec in the satchel, it gets spent anyway. So yeah, it's pretty pricey to do. But if you don't have an 8.3 set to farm group dungeons or static like areas, then this is the next best way to fame farm in the entire game. This is more so for new players, and fame farming open world mobs is so much more efficient and way better than fame farming in a dungeon. Even mapped dungeons, even tier 8 black zone dungeons do not compare to this. So this is, when you're new, this is the only way to really fame up in an efficient way. It's 6 times faster than the old style of playing, which was dungeons. So if you're starting now, you're basically leveling up 6 times faster than I did. Well, and that is time. So that was an intense 30 minutes. We did get chased by a bunch of faction dudes. I didn't really optimize my sprints, but hey, I think that was a decent run. So let's find out how much we earned, how much we spent, and calculate the per hour of this activity, because we only did 30 minutes, so we're going to multiply it by 2. Let's get the math out of the way first. Okay. So, let's see. Ending combat fame credits is going to be, and here we go, That's okay, I guess. 51,667,359. Okay. So, combat fame credits earned. We're going to do some quick little math here. 51,667,359. Subtract, make sure I'm not muted. 49,051,039 is 2.6 million combat fame credits there in 30 minutes. So that means fame earned in 30 mins is going to be double that, because converting it to weapons, which is the lowest it converts to, is not too bad. 5.2 million. That's in 30 minutes, by the way. So, fame per hour, okay? So, we take that number times 2, and it's 10 million fame per hour, basically. Which is, well, this is with Fame Week. It's not as good as static Blue Zone group dungeons, of course, but it is still pretty good. So there we go, that's fame. Now, ending silver, okay? How much did this cost? Because that's important. Let's see. And let me get my cursor ready, and we're at 59,924,077. Now, we did get a lot of mob drops, which kind of helps alleviate the burn, but it's still painful, okay? Silver spent, all right? And that is going to be 59, hold on, my cursor is wrong, 924,077, subtract by, what's 62,987,510, means we spent 3 million silver this video. Alright, look at that. Okay, so silver cost per hour of this activity would be double that. And that is this number right here. Oh boy. Yes, indeed. There we go. Okay, finally. Faction points earned. Okay, this is another big one. And now we go here, and or ending faction points. I'm sorry. Ending. Dang it. Let's get the text right. Because there's people that don't listen, they just want to look at the end, whatever. Sometimes that's me when I look at my old videos. So, faction points earned. Okay. And the text is getting a little small here because I got too much on screen. It's hard to see, but we take 57,331, and then we subtract, make sure I'm not muted. 53,039, 4.29, right there. There we go. So, faction points per hour. Okay. We're going to multiply that by 2. There's 8.5. Okay. Now I need to take this number and divide it by 250,000, divided by, let's see, so that means it is 29.12. Or hold on, I'm sorry. 250,000, we're going to divide it by 9,000, 27.778. Take that number, multiply it by 8584. And so fame earned from faction is 238,444. So then we have the final. Don't worry, I'm gonna scroll up. Fame per hour is going to be, okay, now the text is really tiny on my side, but we're gonna plus that, and hold on just a sec, I'm almost done, guys. And I'm gonna scroll up just a sec. Okay. We're almost there. Okay, so this is the results right here. Starting combat fame credits. We ended blah blah blah. Okay, let's just get to the juicy parts of the video, okay? So, the total fame per hour of this activity, when you map it out, 10.7 million fame. Now it takes 34 million fame. No, wait. Yeah, it's 34 million fame to go from 1 to 100 weapon specialization on a single weapon. So this would take you a little around 3 to 4 hours-ish to max out a weapon, which sucks. Farming Blue Zone statics is way faster. It's actually twice as fast. It's 20 million, so it only takes me 2 hours in solo Blue Zone statics. But hey, if you don't have the gear or the spec to solo statics, this is still okay. It's still alright. Now, remember, a lot of experts say that you can farm 2.5 million fame per hour, not combat fame credits, but just regular fame per hour in the Black Zones, or in the Mists, or in Roads of Avalon. Those are risky activities. Why would you ever do that? Why not just farm Yellow Zone open world mobs, right? Okay. It does cost us 6 million silver per hour, though, which new players won't be able to afford that, and players without any kind of, financial security won't be able to do that. I have crafting alt characters. I have hundreds of farms. So I have ways to make more silver than this per hour. Therefore, it's worth my time. I don't spend anything else. The only thing I spend silver on these days are combat fame credits and gear. That's it. I'll go buy like 8.4 gear and go mess around with it and test the stuff out, and that's all I spend my money on now. But if you don't have islands, if you don't have maxed level crafters, then you need to take care of that first before you can, use the satchel and use auto respec. That'll take you about a month or two of playing, and then once you're done with it, it's good. And then it's good for faction points. It's okay for faction points. It's not the worst. Oh, this guy's beating me up. If only it's like, imagine you're so powerful that you just slide into them and they just die immediately. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed this test. I'm Swole Benji. Thanks for watching. As always, be a bro and stay swole. If this video helped you out, if you want to support my channel, click the thanks button down below. You can also click the join button to become a channel member. I've got some very cool videos. It's for members only. You can find a playlist on my channel page, so go ahead and check it out. $5 a month. It's like on Twitch when you subscribe, but it's here on YouTube. With that said, I make videos every day. Click the video on the right side of your screen right now. It's a good one, handpicked just by Google, just for you. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Take care.